It's time for the Fred Jackson Show with running back Fred Jackson and co-host Bob Kuczynski. Brought to you by Dewville College, educating for life, and Gate Circle Wine and Liquor. Now from the WBBZ-TV studio at the Eastern Hills Mall, welcome Fred Jackson and co-host Bob Kuczynski.
And welcome to the Fred Jackson Show. Star of the show with us, of course, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Fred Jackson in the house. And our special guest tonight, we've got linebacker Jerry Hughes with us. If you'd like to send a question to the Fred Jackson Show at WBBZ on Twitter or on Facebook, Brad Gelber standing by. Let's hear it for Brad Gelber. And we got a great audience. We have the Boy Scout Troop 440 from St. Gregory's the Great in the audience tonight. Let's hear it for the Boy Scouts. And we have representatives from the Niagara Falls Education Foundation and the Niagara Falls High School Wolverines hockey team in the house. And, of course, we've got Buffalo Bills fans, but most importantly, we have number 22, Fred Jackson. And, Fred, one lone fan still clapping for you. I think that was your wife, Danielle.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so it's been 24 hours. A very tough loss. I actually, your comments today, you rated it as one of the top 3 losses, maybe the worst loss. Why is it? I mean, you've been on this team. There's been some very tough losses. Why has this one been singled out by you?
Well, I think more than anything, we controlled the game and did what we wanted to do, and we put ourselves in a situation to make a run at the playoffs, and then to have it, stripped away from you at the end of the game is, just something painful to go through. And, when you look back at it, you think about all the things that you were able to do during the game, and then the fashion, 2 key mistakes, I think is what makes it so tough to swallow.
You've been in that position before. A lot of players have been in that position before. You hate to be the last one to make a mistake in a football game. It just, that stings for a long time.
It does, and I think one of the worst things about it is you have to wait a week, before you get an opportunity to step back on the field and make some plays for your teammates. I mean, it's unfortunate for those guys, but we have all the faith in the world in them, and we are going to be behind them, and we love their passion and how they approach the game. So nothing against those guys, and we want them to keep their heads up, and, guys in that locker room, let them know, that we still are behind them.
The NFL is so close. I mean, every week a team that's a big favorite will lose to a team that's not. The skill levels are so similar. Winning teams make key plays, though, to win games, and non-winning teams don't. Yep. What's it going to take to be that team to make that decisive play on a consistent basis?
I mean, we saw it firsthand yesterday. Hold on to the ball. In that situation, we kicked the game-winning field goal. And that's just some of the things that we have to be mindful of, going into situations. But I think at the end of the day, you have to look at the play and say, that guy just made a good play on the ball. I watched it in film. It's not like he was running with the ball real loose and he got lucky. His whole goal going into that tackle was to try and get the ball out, and he made a great play. And you just got to tip your hat off to him. He made the play when he had to, and it helped him win the football game.
Lost in all this because of the late fumbles is the Falcons' last drive, and some of the calls that were made on that play, in fact, are very decisive. And, in my opinion, somewhat questionable was questioned on the broadcast, an interference call in the end zone. But I question, maybe this is a good question for Jerry. On the play prior to that, they were called for personal foul, legal hands to the face. The Bills have the option to take or decline that penalty because that would have given them 4th and goal, but on like the 2-yard line, which they may have just kicked a field goal and not risked it. I'm just curious to know if they had a chance.
Yeah, we do get the option to take the penalty or not. And in that situation, I think, Coach did the right thing. I think you got to back him up and try and make him earn it. It was an unfortunate call, one that obviously being on the other side of it, we didn't agree with at all. We felt like he was doing pushing off all day, and then for it to come down to that call to be made at that particular moment is a tough pill to swallow.
And obviously the other call went against Aaron Williams, which he didn't touch anybody on the play, had to be a misidentification. Did you guys figure out today who that?
We honestly didn't, but like you said, it had to be a misidentification, and it's again one of those hard pills to swallow.
All right, as tough as that pill was to swallow, you can take solace in the fact that you had a very big fan up there in Toronto yesterday. Let's take a look. Mayor Ford of Toronto sporting a Fred Jackson jersey. I don't know if you sent that to him, Fred, but it's good to know you've got somebody pulling for you up there.
I know. I appreciate the support.
Do you really?
From everybody. If anybody's rocking a Fred Jackson jersey, I appreciate it in all forms and fashions.
Can we put that up one more time, Dave? Because he really put that jersey. This got to be obviously there's a lot of elastic in that one.
I think he special ordered that one.
He special ordered it? Yeah, from the big and short shop.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, that was a trip to Toronto. I'm not even going to get into whether the Bills should play in Toronto. I saw it on Twitter all day yesterday. I mean, I don't think where you played that game yesterday had anything to do with the outcome of that game. I mean, it'd be great to play them in 30-degree temperatures at Ralph Wilson Stadium, but you guys were both playing on the same field under the same conditions.
Yeah, obviously there's nothing like playing at home in the Ralph. We would definitely love to do that with every opportunity we get. But, like you said, playing in Toronto didn't cause us to lose that game yesterday. We just two key errors in a game that, had a contributed to the outcome. But, obviously, there's nothing like playing at home, in front of Bills Mafia and getting those guys behind us.
Okay. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we've got Jerry Hughes who will be up here to take some questions. We'll be back with more Fred Jackson right after this. And welcome back to Fred Jackson Show. And we've got our special guest with us now. Linebacker Jerry Hughes is on the program tonight. Jerry, you had a couple sacks yesterday, and the Bills are leading the league in sacks and, outstanding performance as far as rushing the passer. But yesterday gave us some key, the team gave us some key rushing yardage and some big spots. That's how they got back in the game. What was happening yesterday that Atlanta was able to run the ball against the Bills?
They just did a good job of matching us up on that play. I mean, you got to just tip their hats to them. They made a good block there. Nobody was able to get to the running back at that time, and, he found his way to the end zone.
One of the things I noticed about you is, you've really thrived in the system, coming over here to Pet. We made a trade to get you over here. Is it been something that he's done with you individually, or is he kind of just, the system is a better system for your fit or type of player?
I think he's just really just let me go out there and just play football, just kind of telling me what I need to do, what things to kind of look at, but really just that overall freedom to just go out there and just make plays.
Looking at your statistics, you're on pace to have your best career year here in Buffalo, certainly on sacks, tackles, right across the board. His system, you say, just let you play football, but I mean, there's got to be some strategy to what he's got, because you guys, as I said, a few seconds ago, you've certainly been able to pressure the quarterback, and teams are game planning to get rid of the ball quicker because the pressure's been so intense.
Well, Pet does a great job of drawing up different blitzes and everything like that, but at the same time, we have an extraordinary secondary. Those guys do a great job of giving quarterbacks different looks that really allows the guys up front to kind of get after the passer and just really just pin our ears back and go get them.
One of the things that, I've noticed and, when I get the opportunity to watch you guys on the field is whether it's, you and Manny or you and Mario, is there certain things that you guys do to try and get yourselves on the opposite side of the ball, to give you that opportunity to rush a quarterback from each side, or is that just kind of built into the system?
It's really just depending on sometimes the play call that it might be, or just depending on how we feel about who we're going up against that week. We just how we scout the O-line and different things like that. It all plays a huge role into it.
You know, preparing for the show tonight, I was looking. Your defense has had some outstanding games at Ralph Wilson Stadium. On the road, not as much. In fact, the average points given up on the road is 35. The average points given up at home is 21. Is that because of the crowd noise? What do you account that for? Now, granted, in that mix is New Orleans. They had a big game against you guys down at the Dome, but the team seems to have more success at home.
You know, I mean, we love playing at home, being in front of the home crowd, but I think it just comes back to us being a young team and everybody kind of being new to the defense. You know, I think when we get out on the road, we know we got to figure out a way to start fast. You know, when we have the home crowd behind us, cheering us, you know, getting us all rowdy. I mean, it's easy for us to kind of go out there and just get it going. So I think that's just it just takes time and just us just getting more familiar with everyone and just being a bigger piece in the defense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think piggybacking off of that, anytime you can get a crowd like ours behind us, you know, it allows you guys to feed off of that, and, you know, you can definitely see it. So, you know, hopefully we can take advantage of that, and, you know, in the last one we have here in the Ralph.
Well, you know, I said at the beginning, I don't think the fact that the game was in Toronto was a result of the defeat yesterday. But I will say, had you gotten up 14-0 on that team at Ralph Wilson Stadium, with the crowd and the weather, it might have been a different outcome.
Oh, without a doubt. You know, that is where we do miss, you know, being in Ralph, is, you know, how rowdy and loud our fans can be. You know, if we have a crowd like that behind us, you know, there's no telling what the outcome of the game would have been.
So, Jerry, you come from Indianapolis. You know, you're playing with the Colts. You come to Buffalo. How do you compare the two?
Buffalo's been great. I mean, the fans, the city. I mean, to me, the food. Every Tuesday night has been somewhere that I've been kind of just traveling around, trying new places, everything like that. I mean, it's been a great experience for me.
Has Fred taken you out to dinner yet?
No, he's not, but, you know, I'm really, really looking forward to it. You know, my stomach's quite hungry.
Put me on the spot.
Well, I just wondered, you know.
Tomorrow night, I guess I got to take Jerry out.
Yeah. Maybe you could bring him home for a nice home-cooked meal, Danielle. She's only got a 2-month-old at home. And
food is food. I'll eat whatever.
Okay, so now you're going on the road. You're going down to Florida. You don't have to worry about weather conditions. You're taking on a team that struggled this year. I got to believe this is, after what happened yesterday, this is a must-win game for this team.
Absolutely. You know, we got to start fast. You know, we got to get off the field on third downs as well as force turnovers. I feel like when we're able to kind of do that and give our offense the ball back fast, it really wears down that other team, and then, you know, it allows us to just pretty much play Bills football.
Yeah, and one of the things he alluded to it is third downs. You know, we got to be better on third downs and, you know, give those guys a longer break when they're coming off the field. And if we do that, you know, we're going against a team that has had its up and downs, but they're capable of making plays too. So we got to stay on the field and keep those guys off the field, and I think we'll be okay. Okay, let's turn to Brad Galber now, and we've got some questions from fans in the Twitterverse. What do we have, Brad?
Yeah, the first one's from Lindsay, and it's for Fred and Jerry. She wants to know, what did you guys feel was the biggest challenge in yesterday's game, individually and as a team?
Biggest challenge, I think, individually, you know, is you know, we wanted to get the running game established, you know, and you know, that's on my shoulders as well as CJ's, you know, and that was the biggest challenge individually. You know, as a team, it was just, you know, showing up and playing in Toronto. You know, it's always something that everybody talks about. So we have to be able to not focus on that, you know, and look at it as a home game and just go out there and make plays.
As for me, man, it's pretty much the defense. You know, being able to stop the run. If they don't bust those two plays, you know, then we're kind of able to kind of keep them from scoring, and just being the defense that we've shown throughout the season. I think for me, that was the biggest.
How was the turf? Because late in the game, there was a lot of guys slipping and sliding on that turf. Was it slick?
It wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't the greatest, but, you know, it's not the worst field we've played on. But, you know, there's you know, during warm-ups, I slipped a few times too. But, you know, we can't say that that's why we lost.
Yeah. Brad, next.
Yeah, this one's from Jimmy Rue 81, and for both you guys, he wants to know, who do you gentlemen consider the most underrated player on the team?
Well, I mean, I think he's on the stage with us. You know, I think, and I'm not just saying that because he's sitting here, but, you know, he's one of the guys we made a trade for in the offseason for a reason, you know, and he's showing up for us. And one of the guys that if he continues to play as well as he is now, you know, he's going to give us an opportunity to make some plays on defense and give us the ball back.
That's got to make you feel good when a team trades for you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Especially finding out about that when I did, you know, it definitely picked up my spirits, and, you know, but, you know, I was excited to kind of come out here and get the ball rolling.
Okay, last one, Brad.
Yep, this one's from Lenny Swan, and it's for Jerry. He wants to know, has there been any sort of talk about extending your contract past next year, and would you like to stay in Buffalo past then?
Right now, the main focus is on finishing up the season strong. I mean, we want to win games, and we want to go out there and display, you know, show everyone that we are a dominant team for next year. And of course, I mean, it's been great this first year since I've been here, so, you know, for sure.
You know, I get people come up to me on the street and they want me to ask questions, you know, during the show. And an older gentleman, an older fan asked, you know, back in the 80s when the Kelly and the guys, before they'd really formed that Super Bowl team, they would ask all the coaches to leave the locker room and they would hold a team meeting to address maybe a loss like yesterday. Has that ever happened on your stay here with this team?
I mean, it has. You know, I didn't really think that, you know, yesterday was a cause for that. You know, I think everybody in that locker room felt the exact same way, you know, and I didn't think we really needed to call, you know, a meeting. But, you know, there has been times where we called player-only meetings, and it's been a while since we've done that.
Okay, we're going to come back. Hot Shot Challenge next on The Fred Jackson Show.
Members of our studio audience receive a gift certificate and compete for prizes from Dave & Buster's. Watch the games, play the games at the Eastern Hills Mall. And Poster Art, Buffalo's only poster and t-shirt gift gallery, featuring the Fred X t-shirt, also at the Eastern Hills Mall.
Welcome back, Fred Jackson Show, Hot Shot Challenge. We got a couple of the scouts from the St. Gregory's Troop 440. We have
Ryan
and
Joey.
You guys ready? Okay, Ryan's playing with who? Fred, and Joey's throwing with Jerry. Okay, so you're the visiting team, so you're up first. Go ahead, Joey, throw it through. Oh, almost. Okay, Ryan, you're up. Throwing for Fred Jackson. Oh, almost. All right, Jerry, you're up, buddy. Let's see how Jerry Hughes does. No, Fred Jackson. He's got the hammer. Let's see. And he throws it through. See? Fred, he's back on the win streak in overtime. Real quick, how old are you?
11.
11. Let's get you on camera. 11 years old, and you're?
11 also.
Okay, so you both will get certificates for Dave & Buster's, so enjoy. Thanks for playing. We'll be back to wrap up Fred Jackson Show right after this. And welcome back to Fred Jackson Show. We have with us Art Jacoy from the Niagara Falls Education Foundation. A couple big high school tournaments coming up in the falls in December, both basketball and hockey. Art, why don't you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yes, we do, Bob. Thank you for inviting us. We're here to promote our 14th annual Cataract City Classic basketball tournament, which is this Friday and Saturday. We have teams coming in from all over the Western New York area. For Friday night, there's 3 games, and then Saturday we have 2 sessions of about 6 games.
At Niagara Falls High School.
All at Niagara Falls High School at the Wolverina. We're having our inaugural hockey tournament this year, which is December 27th and 28th. And there again, this is we have teams coming in from the Western New York region, pairing them up, and we expect this to be just as exciting as the Cataract City Classic.
And that's why we have the Niagara Falls High School hockey team here tonight, right, guys?
Yes, we do. Our basketball team unfortunately couldn't make it tonight because they have a scrimmage game, so we asked the hockey team to come to support this event and to, like I said, promote the Niagara Falls Wolverines hockey team.
Yeah. And the basketball tournament, always a big event. Schools from all over Western New York, very competitive. Two nights of great basketball, and we'll have hockey near the end of the season, end of the month. And so this is money goes to the Niagara Falls Education Foundation, which gives out scholarships. It's a great cause.
Right, yeah, this is one of our fundraisers that we have, that the Niagara Falls Education Foundation's function is to help support the athletics in the Niagara Falls school system that is not anything that's not supported through the normal budgetary process. And then our primary goal is to give scholarships to deserving seniors of Niagara Falls High School.
Thanks for coming down. We got to wrap up. Fred and Jerry, great. Good luck against Tampa. And any predictions?
We will win the game.
We will win the game.
We have to.
We will win the game. That goes right up there with one of Yogi Berra's quotes. We will win the game. Yeah. Jerry, thanks so much for being on the show. Good luck. Have a great season. We'll be back next week. Until then, have yourselves a great night and a much better tomorrow.